Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Today I wanted to make a video for you guys and explain the next chapter in my life. Now, typically when you watch videos on this channel, you're either watching me on the range, or talking about random things like life or hunting videos. Now this video is going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to segue into why that is here momentarily. But before I get into that, what I have in front of me is an envelope that I think is going to change my life. And we'll get into this in a little bit, but at the top there it says FFLC. And again, I'll get into this here in just a second. But before I do, I wanted to give a brief backstory on a part of my life and what led me to this point currently. So in 2019, I got out of the Marine Corps. I served from 2015 to 2019 as an infantryman. My MOS was 0311. And as I was trying to transition out in 2019, it was a struggle, man. I mean, and I will tell you, any Marine, especially an infantry Marine, I would say, they'll tell you the struggle it's difficult. And I think that has to do because, the line of work that we're in and so on and so forth, the brotherhood. Now you don't have these guys in your life anymore. So it was rough, I'll say. It was very rough. And at the time, I was 24 years old and I didn't know what the next chapter was in my life, right? And so there was a gentleman and his wife, and I'm not going to name these people. I don't even know if they're going to be watching this. But these people, these two folks, changed my entire life, changed my entire trajectory, changed myself as an individual in the best way possible. And I have nothing but the utmost respect, love, and gratitude for them. Anyways, so like I said, I was 24 years old, got out, didn't know what the next step was, and I was given an opportunity professionally to work for a company that pretty much changed my entire life. It really jump-started myself as an individual, professionally, spiritually, emotionally, all these types of things. And you might think, well, what does an office job have to do with, changing somebody? For me, it gave me a sense of purpose again, right? Because I never received that kind of love before, as somebody that is just willing to take a chance on me and change my entire life. And so I vowed to myself, I said, one day, what I want to do, my purpose, is to give other guys coming up the same opportunities that were given me. And I didn't know at the time what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just knew deep down that I wanted to give back the same, the same opportunities that were given to me, like I mentioned. And so what I have in this envelope here, like I said, it says FFLC. And this stands for Federal Firearms Licensing Center. And I'll go ahead and open this. I believe I know what is inside. Use a Spyderco. So on camera for the first time, you're gonna watch me open this. And I'll talk about this here shortly after. So here we go. For the longest time, I've wanted one of these, and I just honestly lacked the courage to just say, F it and go all in. But what I have in front of me is my Type 07 Federal Firearms License. And again, this is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time, and I just lacked the courage to go all in. Firearms has been a big part of my life, right? So even as a kid, my brother and my friends, they'll remember I was very into airsoft guns, right? So airsoft guns was a thing. Obviously, I wasn't old enough to handle real firearms and that sort of thing. And then my time in the Marine Corps, obviously that solidified my love and passion for firearms even more. And so I was thinking, and I turned 30 just a few months ago, and something really clicked in my brain. I said, if I'm going to do something, start my own business and, go all in, I need to do it, and I need to do it now, right? Now is the time. I would rather try at 30 years old and hope it does well than be 80 years old and regret not even trying at all, right? And so why do I tell this story? Well, I tell this story because I have come to the conclusion that life is all about giving back, right? It's about being the best version of yourself and giving back to others, and in turn it will increase your own vibration. And so this has been something that I've been working on behind the scenes for a few months now. And I am starting my own business. I already filed the LLC. Obviously, I have the FFL in front of me. Honestly, I didn't even have this physical paper, but I did receive the number, the actual FFL number, last Friday, and I already submitted for an SOT. I just wanted to make this video to let you know that anything that you want in life is completely possible. As long as you take the necessary action to move forward and move with intention, honestly, man, you can get whatever you want in this life. Seeing this paper in front of me now, it's surreal. I always thought that this was not even possible. And I also thought that, I wouldn't be at this spot in my life currently. And it was through the act of love, kindness, and compassion that was shown to me by those two individuals that I had mentioned to you, that this was possible. And so I really owe it to them for showing me how to live, and then also just being a solid example. And what I plan to do with this is to be that example for other people as well. So with this being said, I'll leave the video at that. I'm going to leave a link to my business channel. I've created a business channel for my firearms shop. We're a brick and mortar firearms shop in the Texas Hill Country. And I would love for you to join me on that channel and come along for the journey. I will still keep this channel, although I won't really be, uploading firearm related content. I'll just probably be talking to the camera similar to this. But if you're into the firearms, if you're into the hunting, if you're into that kind of stuff, please check out our channel. I will leave the link again, like I said, below. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I want you to know that you are really important and that you are loved, and people out there care for you. And once you start operating at a high frequency and a high vibration, you will start to attract everything that you want in this life. So thank you again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, and I love you. Goodbye.